You know, you guys might think that these videos where I just sit on my bed and talk to the camera, you might think that these are easy to film, but see, that's where you're wrong, because there's actually a lot of stuff that I have to do to prepare for them. I have to make sure the lighting's good, I have to make sure that the camera's fully charged. Yeah, these are pretty easy to film. Hey guys, yes, once again, it is time for my annual end of the year recap rant video. If you've been subscribed to this channel for at least a year now, then you probably know that I have a tradition where I make a rant video at the end of every school year, not the end of every calendar year, where I rant about everything that happened over the past, I would say year, but technically it's 9 months, so I don't know if many people are going to care if I'm particular about that. School year. September to June is what I'm talking about. September, this year it would be September 2018 to June 2019. I don't know why I'm explaining it. It's not like it's that hard of a concept to grasp. In the last recap rant video, I made this joke.
It only excites me more to imagine how amazing my junior year will be. That was awful!
And you might be thinking that, yeah, that was probably accurate. My junior year was probably pretty bad. It's pretty well known that junior year is usually known to be the worst year of high school for a lot of people. But I don't need to be angry in every rant video I make. And no, my junior year was not horrible. Do you see me ready to tell you about how horrible my junior year was? Do you see me potentially scarred from whatever happened in the last 9 months? Do you see me wearing a purple shirt? I didn't think so. So without further ado, let's get my junior year recap rant officially started. So what happened at the beginning of this year? School year. I already explained that. September. What happened in September? Well, if you know me, then you know that I was in marching band. And if you remember how often I was uploading around that time, which wasn't very often, then you probably would guess that marching band took up a pretty significant amount of my time. Surprise, surprise. But this year, I'd have to say that marching band was actually a lot more enjoyable than when I did it sophomore year, because my friend Donovan was with me to experience all of the fun. No, but in all seriousness, marching band actually was a lot more fun this year than it was the previous year, for a variety of different reasons. Our show that we played was better, I knew a lot more people. The hours still sucked, that part still was bad, but overall I had a better experience. With that being said, and this will probably be the opportunity that I use to let people know that don't already know, I am not going to be in marching band for my senior year. I know that's probably really big news for a lot of people. Or maybe it's not, maybe no one cares. There seems to be this weird culture in marching band that if you do it one year, then you are trapped. You are not allowed to leave. I never really liked that feeling. That's not really why I'm deciding to leave. I'm not trying to like stick it to the man. I just don't want to do it. I'm lazy. Call me lazy. I don't care. I just feel like it's a huge time commitment and I want to use my senior year to do other things. Like make more videos, for example. Or go to football games. I was never able to go to any of the football games last year because I always had to play in the band. I never got to walk around and hang out with my friends like I did my freshman year when I didn't do marching band. So yeah, I'm pretty excited to not be in it this year. I'm sorry. To all of you watching that are actually considering joining marching band or just don't really know much about it, it's not a bad program. Maybe it's just my specific school's program that isn't completely perfect, but it's definitely an experience that I would recommend to a lot of people. Just not if you're as unwilling to put the time in as I am. So transitioning out of that, well, actually, let's go back into it for just a tiny second. Something happened during marching band season that's a little bit of a touchy subject to talk about. It's not really that touchy at all. Why is touchy the phrase that we use to talk about like taboo topics? That's kind of strange. Anyway, around close to the end of this past marching band season, I made a very specific decision about my life that was a little bit controversial. People that know me probably know what it is. It has to do with a specific person. Like I always say, I'm not going to go into too much detail because I don't want to directly call out that person in this video. But let's just say that it was hard. And it wasn't something that I necessarily wanted to do. It was something that I needed to do. As cliche as that sounds. But if the specific person that I'm talking about happens to be watching this video and they know that I'm talking about them, let me just tell you that no matter how you think I might think of you, just know that I wish nothing for the best of you. Nothing but the best for you. Nothing for the... I wish well to you. You know, I'm really curious that when I talk about these vague scenarios in these videos, if people actually know what I'm talking about or they think I'm just crazy. It's probably both. Anyway, now transitioning out of marching band season, what happened after November? Well, a lot of things. I think I say this pretty much every year, but I need to stress just how much I actually became so much more social this year. Like, as much as I preached that in the last recap rant video, I do actually feel like it just kept getting better. And I guess that's just a natural thing. As time progresses, you're going to become more social and more comfortable with who you are. For anyone who's actually having a hard time coming out of their shell, let me just say that one of the most important things to do is surround yourself with people that you feel comfortable with. I'm not necessarily saying that you have to rely on other people for your own happiness or your own sense of comfort, but it definitely doesn't hurt. You definitely don't want to surround yourself with people that aren't going to support you. And I think that's another main takeaway from this year, is that I just became more comfortable in my circle of friends. I feel like I became a lot closer with the people that I was already friends with. And I became even better friends with people that I maybe only considered to be acquaintances. And I really appreciate that. Again, I was just a lot more confident in myself. I wasn't constantly worried about what other people thought of me. And it's really hard for people to transition into that mindset, especially in high school, a setting where you're kind of always constantly being judged by people. Literally, one of the main parts of school in general is your grades, which is literally judging you on not even like how well you know a subject, just how well you can memorize certain facts for a specific amount of time. I don't like that. It's a little frustrating. Wow, this rant really is turning into an angry rant. I'm sorry, I did not mean for that to happen so quickly. Again, like I said, don't worry so much about what other people think of you. Just be yourself. I wonder if all of these rant videos just pretty much have the same message, and if there's really any purpose of me making them. I'm still gonna make one next year. Don't think I'm not going to do that. I don't know. I enjoy making these videos. I hope you guys too. Leave a like if you do. Or subscribe. You can do both, actually. What am I doing? Anyway, what else happened? Well, going back to the confidence thing, I got a lot more confident talking to
females.
Yeah, I don't know if it really comes across in my videos, but I'm not exactly the best at talking to girls. It probably comes across. As much as I talk to other people about being confident and just being yourself, I do struggle to do that when I'm around girls that I might like. There was actually a pretty brief period of time before last year started where I didn't like anybody, and then that changed. And it's not a bad thing, but I will say that when you do like somebody, you do care a lot more about your image, and you will sometimes feel a lot more insecure. Of course, it's not the fault of the person that you like. It's your own responsibility. It just happens to be something that at least I experienced. But the great thing is that this year, I feel like I was able to overcome that. Again, not going to name any specific people, but I definitely got a lot more comfortable being myself around girls that I might like. And I just want to remind people, you know, anyone that might like a girl, or alternative, girl that likes a guy, or if you just like someone, just a person, I'm all inclusive, you don't want to put on a mask to the person that you like. You don't want to pretend to be somebody that you're not. Because then in the future, if the person does actually consider you to be a potential partner, they're not really going to know the real you at that point. And you can't keep up the act forever. If a person doesn't accept you for who you are, then it might just be the best to move on. Okay, I think I've talked a lot about relationships in this video that's supposed to be about things that happened in my junior year. I mean, that was relevant to my junior year. I don't want to spend a whole lot of time talking about that, at least any more time than I already have. What else happened this year? I'm legitimately thinking about it as I'm filming this. I don't know if you guys know this. I don't plan these videos ahead of time. It's kind of blowing up in my face right now, if I'm being completely honest. I don't know. Not too many big things happened. I won a contest. That kinda, sort of. That video that I posted a couple weeks ago, the Intro to Law video, won in my district. Each of us got like $60, which was pretty cool. I actually thought that we won the whole contest because that's what they kind of made us think when they told us. So I was gonna make a separate video being like, oh my god, we won $2,000. That didn't actually happen. Oh, you know what I haven't talked about at all? My classes. Yeah, so every year my classes, they just keep getting worse, and yeah, they were bad this year. I always heard about people getting super anxious or sometimes even depressed because of school. And I never really got that feeling during my freshman or sophomore year. This year, my junior year, I felt that. I'm obviously not going to claim that I have it as bad as a lot of people do. I know a lot of people have it really bad. But there was actually a lot of points this year where I just had so much work piled on top of me because of my classes. A lot of them were hard classes. I just was sitting there thinking, what is even the point of this? Why am I forcing myself to do things in my life that are causing me this much agony? I thought the point of life was to be happy. I guess I'm wrong. But it's important to remember that a lot of what you do in high school will set the tone for the rest of your life. I'm not necessarily saying that the grades that you get are going to determine how your life is going to go. It's really more about work ethic. If you're able to put in the time and effort to keep up with the strenuous amount of work that you get in high school, then chances are you will be able to function just fine in the rest of your life. Your ability to do that is just going to keep getting better and better. And if you have a hard time here and there, that's fine. What's important is that you grow and learn how to handle these experiences. And high school is a great place to do that because it's a transitional period. High school is where you find yourself, as cliche as that sounds and is. And I think that that's the final thing that I want to say in this rant video, is that I haven't completely found myself yet, but I took a lot of big steps towards getting to that point. And I just want to thank everybody that was there with me this year to help me get through all of those hard times that I was experiencing. Like I said earlier, it's not always good to rely on other people, but for what it's worth, everybody that was there with me to get through the hard times and just make so many unforgettable memories that I'm going to remember for years and years after I'm out of high school. I'm just so grateful to have such a great community of people that I can come to and trust and talk to and just get through the hard times in life with. Thank you again to everybody watching. Even people that I maybe didn't talk to that much this year. Just people that watch my videos. Just thank you for allowing me to have the motivation to do everything that I do. It really means a lot. Although many people might think that their junior year of high school was the worst or is going to be the worst, you might think this is going to be your reaction after junior year. That was awful! But do you see me saying that? No, and that's because my junior year of high school, it was pretty... Okay, you can stop now. Stop what? You're getting a little too preachy for an end of the year recap rant video. What do you mean? This is just how I'm sincerely feeling. Well, how you're sincerely feeling is just a little bit too cringy for my liking. Oh, please. You want to see for yourself? I got a video of that whole speech you just gave. Yeah, sure. Let me see my cringy speech. Pretty bad, right? That was awful!
What?
Well, that was a long video. I know that I uploaded this year's recap rant video a little bit later than I usually do, so I'm sorry for the wait, but I hope you guys still enjoyed it. Of course, as always, there are two videos over here. I believe this one is the previous recap rant video, and this one is whatever video I posted before this one went up. So yeah, I will see you guys in whatever video I upload next. Shows you how good I am at scheduling. I don't even know what that's going to be, so yeah, I'll see you then. I'm good at end cards.